So many women think I never have any kids because they think that when you have kids, it will be hard to lose the pregnancy fat. You can never go back to your non-pregnancy body. So what do you take on this?
My take based on the experience that we've had is generally speaking, I would classify that more as a myth. Now, before I move on, the reason why I called it a myth, like before I talk about that reason, I do want to say that there are sometimes medical conditions where if a woman has gained excess weight from her pregnancy, depending on how her pregnancy evolved, sometimes it is very, very, very hard for them to lose
Agree.
the extra fat,
Yes.
right? But if we're talking about the vast majority, based on the mothers that have been coming to us, I would say that in more cases than less, the ability to actually lose the excess body fat is possible. And in many cases, they do. You, as an example, Helen, have 3 kids. Yes. And yes, you've always had a lot of skinny times in your life, but you've also had excess body fat throughout your life in places that you would prefer not to remember. And we, as much as I wanted to take photos of it back in the day as part of your progress photos, which we have now, it was hard for you to do, respectfully said, because it was embarrassing. Like, you know where your body fat pockets were. Yet through training, well, it wasn't in your bicep.
I look leanness here. I have to be honest. I look better now than in my 30s and 50s, even 20s.
Right. And that's thanks to you learning how to transform your body through proper eating, good sleep, and practicing your training in a way that always stimulates your muscles to grow. Now, is it true that it's harder after pregnancy? Sure, absolutely. Is it more challenging? Hey, without a doubt. Is it harder in your 50s and 40s than compared to your 20s, especially if you've had kids in the later years? Oh, yeah, for sure. But is it impossible? No.
Nope.
In conclusion, I want to close off with what one of my old coaches said to me. He said, Alan, if you have to work 3 times harder than the guy or gal next to you to get the same success, we're not talking about average, we're talking about something extraordinary. If you had to work 3 times harder, is it still worth it? And me looking at him like a deer in headlights, because I was young, I was like, I don't know, let me think about it. He said, yeah, of course it is. And I thought, yeah, no, you're right. Now that I'm older, I realize he's right. Because in closing, we're going to live no matter what. Next year is going to happen regardless. The question is, what are you going to feel like about you? What are you going to say to yourself when you look in the mirror 12 months from today? And there's usually no fence sitting. It's usually people are very unhappy with themselves.
Nope.
Or they're extremely proud. Both are going to require effort. So the choice really is up to you on which one you choose on a day-to-day basis.